Hey there, my friend. This is Paul Hutchings with PipelineMoney.com. Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm so excited about today's video because I'm going to be doing a reaction video to a video that was created by a very good friend of mine who happens to be a top affiliate. He's been a top earner in the home business profession. He's a genius internet marketer, and he's also really amazing at creating sales systems. He actually created a system not too long ago that brought in 60,000 members in a relatively short amount of time. And right now he's in the process of creating a new sales process for our company, and he sent out this update video last week. This update video is really, really great. There are a lot of very valuable marketing, sales, nuggets inside this video that you can take if you're building a network marketing company, an affiliate marketing company, marketing anything on the internet. There are some really powerful lessons in this video that I think you can pick up to apply into whatever it is that you happen to be doing. So my friend's name is Nick. He's got a heart of gold. I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and then I'll be popping back and forth and providing some insight and value as I do this.
It is Nick here, and I wanted to give you guys an update. I know some of you guys have been asking what's going on with this new funnel that we're building. What is it? What's coming? When's it going to be here? All this sort of stuff. So I'm not going to answer everything in this video. I wanted to do just a quick update video to let you know where we're at. And also,
so let me pop back over here real quick, because right off the bat, this is a good marketing tip, is whenever you have something coming, it's a great idea to give people updates along the way that do a few things. Number one, they build curiosity. They help people feel like they're in the loop. And they also provide value leading up to whatever it is that you're going to release. And this is what Nick's doing here. And it also builds trust along the way and helps people feel like they're along for the journey.
For those of you who don't know what's going on, to just give you a brief summary of what we're creating, why we're creating it, and what we hope to accomplish with it. Over the last several weeks or so, Mike and Paul and I, and lots of the leaders inside of the community have really been talking about how do we get more people inside of the HBA community, because the community here really is the magic. It's getting people involved in not just the tools and the training.
I want to pop back here real quick and just say something. If you're I have a friend actually who's building an app. It's a goal setting app, and he's one of my best friends in the world. And he's been working on this app for a while, and it's finally done, and he's bringing it to market. And he calls me from time to time asking me for advice. And last week we were on the phone, and he asked if it was a good idea to start a Facebook group and build a community for his customers. And I said, yes, 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 triple yes, 10 times yes, 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 build a community around whatever it is that you're promoting, because a lot of times what you'll find is that your community ends up being one of the most valuable parts of the value that people receive from purchasing your product. And if you build a community, there are just an unlimited number of benefits that come from that. And so you hear Nick talking about the community. You're going to hear him talking more about the community. So that is another really great nugget and takeaway for whatever it is that you're selling. Building a community is one of the most valuable things that you could possibly do to encourage sales, build belief, encourage retention, serve your customers in the best way, deliver more value with a sense of belonging, right? A lot of people out there in the world, they want to find something that they can belong to, because a lot of times in life what happens is, especially if you're an entrepreneur, is you have people around you who put you down and criticize you and say, oh, you can't do that. Ha ha ha. Oh, you're working on that. Ha ha ha. Oh, you quit your job. And what people really need is they need a community of people that can believe them and support them and lift them up and give them a place where they feel like, this is my home. These are my people. I'm so happy to be here. And that's just a super, super, super important thing. So back to Nick here.
The lives, getting people inside of our Facebook groups and our Telegram groups, and especially on our lives where they can interact with the community at a much higher level. And so the thing about when people come into HBA and they get into the community, they don't leave. And sometimes they leave and they're gone for a little bit, but they always seem to come back because what people discover is HBA is totally different than anywhere else on the planet. And it really doesn't matter if you are just here to use the tools and the training to build whatever it is that you want to build, or you want to build HBA from the partner side, from the affiliate side, and actually create a long-term residual cash flow using the funnels and the products and the tools and the things that we have here to really build a business.
Just a super quick nugget. What Nick just talked about there is a really important thing to do in your marketing. If you can position whatever it is that you're selling as a way to help people in whatever it is that they are doing, regardless of whether or not they decide to join you on your specific mission, that casts a bigger net of people that you can serve. And a lot of times what I see in the home business space, and what maybe I've been guilty of in the past, is only promoting my vision, my purpose, my business, my opportunity. And people either were on board with that or they were not. They're either in or they're out. And what I've learned over the years is that it's better if you can serve as many people as you possibly can. And some people, if you're promoting an opportunity, they will be in alignment with that. And that's great. You give them something that is great, an opportunity that they're in alignment in. And if you can promote your training and your coaching and your teaching and your products as a way where they can be successful, more successful, whatever it is that they're doing, even if they're not on your mission with your opportunity, of course, that will attract more people, and it will also make more people feel comfortable staying in your community because they know that you're working on supporting them in their dream, and that their dream and their goals are more important than your agenda. And that's what you heard Nick express there. So back to Nick.
If you're here and you're using the funnel builder, or you are plugged into, the premium training, and you're loving the tools and the training, but you're not really, that interested in the partner side, you want to build, your own thing, that is fine. The rest of this video is not going to be for you, and you don't really have to watch it if you don't.
There's so many good things Nick does in this video. So he said right there who this video is for and who this video is not for. So the people it's not for, they don't have to waste their time watching the video. They can know it's not for them and they can leave. Great thing to do in your videos.
Don't want to. This video and what we're doing here is for those who want to really take HBA from the partner program standpoint to an entirely different level. If for those of you who want to get as many people as you can inside of this community to help build this community, because you think that HBA is the absolute best place on the planet to get the skills and the tools and the training and the resources and the community to build a long-term stable business. And I'll talk about what creates a stable business here in a second, but I wanted to give you guys, I know only some of you guys really even know what the heck I'm talking about. And so just briefly, what we're doing here, and again, the main goal was to get as many people into this community as possible. And the reason why we want people here is it's not from we want to get people here so we can create commissions. It's we want to get people here because we know when we get people inside of HBA, they don't leave. And the reason they don't leave is because what we offer here is so much greater than and so much different than anywhere else on the planet. It's hard to even describe, but it's just different here. We are a group of people who are more helpful, more servant-driven, more community-driven than really anywhere else that I've seen. And I've been doing this really for 2 decades now, and I've never seen anything like it. And once people get on the inside, they think the same thing. And so it's not just about getting more people here so we can create commissions, right? That's sort of the result of doing things the right way and having an offer that's just amazing, right? And giving people an incredible value. The commissions are the result of incredible value, incredible community, and incredible service to other people, right? But we want to get people here because what we're doing here is raising not just a business, but sort of raising a culture of people who are value-driven, servant-driven, people-driven, who want to get the skills and the tools and the community to really go out and...
Okay, another quick highlight here. Nick is talking about what makes us different. And in marketing, you must do this. You must not be the same as everyone else, because if you're the same as everyone else, you're tuned out as white noise. So whatever it is that you're marketing, you have to ask, what makes us really different in a unique and beneficial way? Not just different in a different way, but different in a way that is of benefit to the people that you're wanting to serve. Really, really important. And then the other thing that you'll notice if you watch Nick is he truly believes the words that he is saying. And there's something that comes from him that is not expressed necessarily in the exact choice of words. One of my favorite quotes from Zig Ziglar, he said, "Sales is not a thing in the world, but a transference of feeling." And so if you can be authentic and express the belief of your heart in what you're doing in a way that people catch that essence, that is so compelling, so much more compelling than a scripted, well done, well orchestrated presentation. And Nick is doing that here in such a great way.
In their own way, whoever it is that you feel like you want to serve or you want to build something for, whatever specific group that is, we know that what we have here is so amazing that we can help you and everybody else really change the world and change the culture really of this industry, to really bring it back to a couple of things. Number one, and I'll talk about this in a second here, is helping people build freedom style businesses. A better word maybe that most people will understand is like a lifestyle business, right? We are in this place in our history right now where people are leaving their jobs with no options, with no plan B, with nothing. They are leaving their jobs because what they have realized over the last couple of years, because of what's happened here over the entire world, is that people really want to live differently. They want to live different lives. They want to do the things that they believe that they're here to do, to be more purpose-driven, to have more of a lifestyle. What has happened here has, for a lot of people, really driven home the fact that they don't have as much control as they thought. They don't have any fulfillment in what they're doing. They're not in a place.
Real quick, one thing I noticed about Nick here is that he is highlighting a problem, but he's not highlighting a problem from a standpoint of let's get out there and capitalize on it. He's highlighting a problem from a standpoint of his heart really truly goes out to the people that are in this situation, and he sincerely wants to help them create a solution for where they're at.
You know, their employers even care about them enough to keep them around, because really, I was in this situation too. In 2004, I was actually let go from my job because of financial reasons. They ran out of money, and it didn't matter that it was 3 weeks before Christmas. It didn't matter that I had a family to support. It didn't matter that I had bills and all this other sort of stuff, right, that I depended on this job for. They were running out of money, so they let me go. And so I think what's happening over the last couple of years is people are realizing that, number one, they're not fulfilled. Number two, they are in a place where they didn't really want to be anyway, and spending a whole lot of time doing that. And once you start realizing that the time is, no matter how long you're here on this earth, time is always shorter than you want it to be. And time is the most precious thing that you have. And you want to be able to spend it with the people that you love the most, doing the things that you love the most, and serving the people, communities, and causes that really speak to your heart. If you can do those things, you're going to live a really fantastic life no matter how long you end up here for, right? But the other thing that people are realizing is that they're just totally expendable, right? Your employers only care.
I got to say something here, because over my years in entrepreneurship, I've heard so many people say, I'm at my job because it's job security. I want to be secure. I don't want to be risky. Entrepreneurship is risky. I want to be safe, right? My belief is, and I think it's in alignment with the truth, but you'll have to be the judge of that, your only security, your greatest security is you, right? As Nick's highlighting here, people at jobs are expendable. A lot of times in job situations, they don't care so much about you. They care about the work that you're providing and the amount that they can pay you, and hopefully that amount is as low as possible usually. But the second something happens where they don't need you, goodbye, see you later. And that's happening in droves right now. So where is your security? Where is your true security? My belief is that your true security is in you. It's in your skills. It's in the goals that you have. It's in the action you're willing to take. You are your own security. And the faster people can realize that, the faster people can take charge of their lives and put themselves in a situation where they're not a slave to circumstance. They're not a slave to dictators pulling strings over their heads.
About you as long as there is enough money around to support you. And when there's not, things happen like it's happening now. People are being let go. And so now what's happening is that people are sort of taking control of their own destinies, right? Which is a fantastic place to be, not only because I fully believe that we aren't here just to have jobs, right? And not because we're lazy or we don't want to work. Work and jobs are two different things, right? I absolutely love to work on my craft, to work on helping people, to work on serving people. And I put a lot of time into it because I love doing it and I get a lot of fulfillment from it. And I feel like it's my purpose here on earth to help other people get free. So work and jobs are totally different. What people are realizing is that they don't want jobs anyway. And at the end of that job cycle, most of the time is nothing, right? You get to the end of the job cycle, you're not fulfilled, you don't have the money you thought you were going to have. This roses and rainbows retirement that we're taught that exists our entire lives, it doesn't exist. Most people don't have the time and the freedom and the money to do anything that they want to in retirement. And I think people are starting to see that now ahead of schedule, which is awesome for us as people who want to help people build businesses long-term and establish freedom. And so what we're doing to help people get that freedom. So the goal number one is to get as many people here as possible, because we truly believe here that we are building a group of really heart-centered, principle-centered, skill-based entrepreneurs that can go out and change the world in their own way. And we believe that there's no better place to do that. And what's different about HBA is that we actually work with people in order to help them do that. There aren't many companies out there. There are a lot of companies who offer software, a lot of companies who offer tools and training and resources and all this sort of stuff. There are very, very, very few companies that actually serve their people, that work with their people to help them create the results that they want to create. And the ones that actually do that outside of HBA, you've got to pay tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars to get access to the type of resources and personal interaction that you get here for like as little as $25 a month. It's absolutely insane, what Mike and Paul offer everybody here for such a tiny cost. At most, HBA costs you like $5 a day, right? If you got premium and the builder. So for $5 a day, you're getting a resource, the tools, the training, the community, the personal help that everybody outside of HBA that has that sort of access to resources and help and community and all that sort of stuff pays tens of thousands, and in most cases closer to hundreds of thousands of dollars to get. So it's absolutely insane what we do here for what Mike and Paul do here for such a tiny, tiny cost. And so now what we really want to do is get as many people in, was goal number one. But what are people searching for right now? What do people need right now? What do people want right now in order to really get their journey started the right way? And over the course of my 2 decades of doing this, there really are 3 different things that help people not just to step into a different area of life, right? But to be able to build a true lifestyle business, a true freedom business, a business that gives you time and freedom, plus all of the resources you need to do whatever it is that you want to do. Over the last, probably decade or so, there's been this movement of what I call sort of the guru movement, where what's being taught is you've got to become a guru. You got to create your own products, your own websites, your own masterminds, and all this sort of stuff. And you've got to constantly be expending time and energy and resources to build these businesses. And that's not what everybody wants. And certainly right now in our point in history, because people are leaving their jobs with no plan B, they need some sort of result right now, right? They need to be able to plug into something where they can feel good about, but that they can also get the results they need right now because they have no plan B. And some people were forced into that, right? They were let go. Some people, there are things going on in our global culture right now where some people they don't necessarily believe in what everybody else believes in, so they're being let go for their own personal beliefs. And some people are being let go because they
Nick did something there that I want to highlight. So, of course, if you're paying attention to the news and what's going on in society, there are a lot of things happening right now. And Nick just referenced those things, but he did it in a way where he used ambiguity to not be specific. And that's important in communication, because if he got too specific on some of these current social issues and really just dug into them, what that can do is that can fracture the audience, because you've got people, what I've noticed is I've got really close friends who are on both sides of many different political conversations and current event conversations. And both of these groups of people are people that I love, and they see things differently, right? And so when you dig specifically into one side and kind of take a side, you fracture half your audience potentially, and you lose half of the people that you could be serving. And so what Nick did is he referenced the current situation, but he did it in a way that was ambiguous so as to be able to reference what he wanted to reference, highlight it, but not necessarily take a side or cause any sort of like unnecessary conflict, so that we can keep people focused on the task at hand, which is getting the freedom that they need to get, right? So I wanted to highlight that really great communication principle.
Their employer didn't have the resources to keep them, but regardless of why people are they being let go or just deciding to leave, they need right now solutions. And there are three really critical areas that build what I call a freedom lifestyle business, or just a lifestyle business, a business that gives you not just the resources, right, the money, but the time and the freedom to do what it is that you want to do with your life. And the very first one is using other people's products, tools, resources, training, plugging into what already exists in the marketplace to serve people at a high level. So instead of going out and having to from scratch, and if you don't know what you're doing, if you're just stepping into this can take months and years and tens of thousands of dollars of your own money and so much time to do. Plugging into other people's tools, resources, products, services, using what is already available. So basically the partner model, the affiliate model, plugging into basically quote unquote done. We can't really say done for you. I can say it in this video because it's not a marketing or a sales video, but plugging into these done for you resources to be able to step into a profitable, proven business right now without all the hassles and tech and headache and having to build and create and do all of that own stuff. You need to be able to do that right now. So for example, with HBA, you are basically getting to plug into a $1.6 million business from day one, right? That's what HBA is paid out to their affiliates already in commissions. So it's not a model, or it's not tools, it's not services that is unproven. This is stuff that's already selling in the marketplace that people love, right? So you're plugging into an entire business, all of the products, tools, resources, sales funnels, marketing. You don't have to worry about merchant accounts and all this other headache stuff that people don't want to worry about and really don't have the time or resources to worry about at this point, because they need results right now. So step number one in what we're creating here is to plug people into the HBA sales funnel process to help get them results right now. Now, the second thing that you need to have a freedom style business is residual cash flow. What hasn't been talked about a lot or at all, mostly over the last decade or so, is residual income. It used to be talked about a lot when network marketing was a little bit bigger and people have sort of shied away from that market. Not to say that if you're in it, it's a bad place to be. Network marketing can be amazing, right? And the model of residual income is amazing too. But the problem with network marketing is you're making like a nickel per person in your downline per month. And I've built downlines of thousands of people and made like $1,200 a month, which is absolutely crazy. But, sort of in this guru model where you've got to do everything yourself and create products and build your own websites and sales funnels and all that sort of stuff. The model that is mostly taught there is, well, you offer something that's higher ticket, right? So you can get people in and get that higher ticket price. But here's why. Because most of the people running the guru model know, and there are a lot of good people doing it, so I'm not speaking badly about them, but I'm just speaking in honesty. Most people know that in the long term, they either don't want to or they can't serve you at the highest level month after month after month after month after month. So if they front end all of the commissions, they can get those commissions, but they know they can't really serve you long term. But the problem with that is you are always starting over with the next sale. So maybe you get one sale, but that's it. Now your business is starting over again, right? What's amazing about...
So I want to jump back here real fast. I'm going to be quick because I want to get through this video. Nick mentioned two things. He mentioned network marketing, and he made me laugh when he said you earn a nickel per person in your downline. That might be a little bit of an over-exaggeration. Usually it's like $1 to $3, sometimes maybe $6. And sometimes people are uncomfortable highlighting this truth, but it is a truth. It is a truth that in network marketing, and I've done network marketing just like Nick, I built big teams just like Nick, you need a lot of people to build an income that is significant to your family. So that's something to be aware of. Don't hate the messenger. That's just the truth. So if you're in network marketing, I love network marketing. I have so many positive things to say about it. I wouldn't be who I am without network marketing. Wouldn't have learned the lessons I've learned without network marketing. I wouldn't have been the reader that I am. I wouldn't be into personal development like I am. I wouldn't have made the money that I've made. So I'm all for the positive aspects of network marketing, as long as people realize the truth of the model, which is you need a lot of people to make a great income. And the other thing that Nick talked about a little bit is the guru model or the high ticket model. I got a message the other day from a friend, an email subscriber, who told me he's been doing high ticket. And he said, I just don't feel good about it. And my comment to him was, one of the reasons we've chosen not to do high ticket, it's not because we couldn't do it. We could sell what we sell in a high ticket model. There are a few problems with high ticket, right? Some that Nick highlighted. Here are a couple others. If you want to deliver more in use value to your customers than the cash value you take from them, which is a core fundamental belief of ours, we always want to leave people better off for the products they bought, even if they don't go on to build an income with us. If you want to do that, it gets increasingly more difficult the higher your price point is. So that's something to be aware of. But the other thing to be aware of is if you want to be in business in a way where nobody gets hurt, high ticket is something you have to be really, really careful with. There are some people out there that sell high ticket products where the people who buy them end up with more value and further ahead financially from having bought those high ticket products. I would say those are the exception rather than the rule. Now, that's just my opinion, but I think a lot of times what happens is people see a high ticket model and they get excited about it because they're like, ooh, I can make $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 from every sale. That means I can make all of this money, and they get excited about that, and then you'll get a loan, right? And a lot of these high ticket places, they just happen to have financing options. Oh, we can help you qualify for a loan so you can buy this product so I can earn a commission. And then what can happen, doesn't happen in all cases, but what can happen is you get the situation. One day you get an email from a teacher who started her home-based business because she wanted to build an extra income for retirement in retirement. And then she tells you that she's now in $50,000 in credit card debt, and she's in a worse position financially than she was when she started her home-based business. So these are things to be aware of in the home business space. And just be aware of those things, guys. What Nick is talking about is the truth. So let's continue.
Having residual cash flow is that's how you build a freedom business. You can put in the work one time and get paid month after month after month after month, or year after year after year. Listen, I've been getting paid from like autoresponders, for example, for over a decade. So I've got customers who have been paying me for over a decade for work that I did one time. And if you look at the biggest companies on the planet, your Amazons and your Apple and Verizon and all of these companies, they are big because they have that subscription model, right? They put in the work one time to get a customer. And Verizon, for example, I've been paying Verizon for over a decade at least, maybe 2 decades. They put in the work to get me one time, and I'm not really going anywhere, right? They give me great value. I always have service, right? And so month after month after month after month after month and year after year after year, I keep paying Verizon. Even they don't have to work hard to keep me. They don't market to me. They don't really try hard. And as a matter of fact, once you're a customer, you get less benefit than new customers. For the most part, they're changing that a little bit now. They don't have, my point is that when you're working in a residual model, you are creating monthly cash flow. And so our goal number 2 is to get people as quickly as possible, and our goal for everybody who comes into this community who wants to be a partner and affiliate and use our tools and services and partner program, is that we can get them to a $100,000 residual income, a residual cash flow. So month after month after month, you have a cash flow, $100,000 per year residual, because that basically sets everybody free on the entire planet, could exist and do whatever they want to do if they knew they had that amount of residual cash flow every single month. And the cool thing about what we do here at HBA and how Mike and Paul have set it up, because they're so generous, with 80% commissions, it takes as few as 70 customers to have a $100,000 residual cash flow. But even if you go backwards, right? Even at 35 customers, about 35 customers, you're looking at a residual cash flow, yearly cash flow of over $50,000 a year. Now, $50,000 a year, just people, if they knew that was coming in month after month after month after month and year after year, right? That would set them free. So start thinking about, like, what is your freedom number? How many sales how many customers does it take you at HBA to be free? Like, a lot of people say, well, I need $5,000 or $10,000 a month. To be honest, most people don't need $10,000 a month to be free. Most people don't need $5,000 a month to be free. Most people, if they had $3,000 a month, they could live completely free, have all of their bills, have all of their everything that they need to pay for paid for, right? At about $3,000 or $4,000 a month, right? So most people could be free at what? 25 to 30 customers total, and which is absolutely crazy. You can't find that anywhere else. So goal number 1 is to get them plugged into a business where they can get results right now without having to know everything right now, create everything right now, spend tens of thousands of dollars to build stuff in hundreds of hours of time, right? People need a solution right now. So goal number 1 is to plug them into the HBA partner program and help them start getting results right now. Goal number 2 is $100,000 in residual income, and in 12 months or less is the goal. But if it takes longer, it takes longer, right? And maybe at the end of the first year, you've got 30 customers or 50 customers, and you're making $40,000 to $50,000 a year in residual cash flow. The point is that we are helping people get free, long term, right? You're not starting over all the time. When I had my first year of success in this industry, I did over $101,000. And if you've been listening to me or you read my book, you kind of know the story, so I won't go into it. But here's the problem with that $101,000. I started over from scratch. Every single month was brand new, right? I had $0. What if with every customer you created, you gave yourself a raise of up to $120 a month? So every single customer you get now is a raise and a future income, and not just this one-off income, and then you're starting over again and again and again and again and again. And there's no freedom in that, because you're always having to work harder to get that next customer. And it's frustrating, and it's you're actually not creating a freedom lifestyle or any lifestyle at all. You've just stepped into another job where you've got to put in all this work that maybe you don't enjoy that much to get the result. And then the most important thing we want to give people, number 3, is the skill to be able to do this long term. We aren't, HBA isn't a company. Mike and Paul didn't create something where it's just like the system where you come in, you never have to learn anything, you never have to do anything right, and you'll make $1 million for the rest of your life. No, that's just silly. And HBA doesn't want to be that. Mike and Paul don't want to be that. Nobody here wants to be that. We want to build, again, a culture of heart-centered, principle-centered entrepreneurs who have the skills and the tools and the resources to help people long-term and build businesses they love long-term. And so the thing number 3 that we were really aiming to do with what we're doing here is to give people the skills and the tools and the resources to be able to do this long-term. Okay, so number 1, you need to be able to do those 3 things. You need to have these done for you funnels and products and services and tools and that sort of thing, proven models to plug into from day 1. Number 2, you need that residual cash flow model if you want to have freedom. But then you also need community. And that is where HBA is totally different than anywhere else on the planet. And the reason that you need community is as you're building a business, as you're bringing in customers, right? If you want to have any sort of freedom in your life, you've got to do one of 2 things. You've got to go out and hire a customer service staff, which can become pricey, and then you got to manage it, and it creates all other sorts of headaches. I've done this sort of stuff before, and it was a huge headache. I did my own stuff. In the 17 years of me doing this, I've done my own stuff about 6 or 8 months, and man, it was tough. It was a struggle, and I dealt with all sorts of crazy stuff, from merchant accounts holding my money and my things being hacked and customer service going crazy and lots of stuff. So it wasn't a freedom business by any stretch of the imagination, right? And so what we want to build here are freedom businesses. And so community is absolutely critical. And the reason being is that you can leverage the community to help your business, right? So I can leverage the community, and you can leverage the community to bring your customers into a community that you know is going to be helping them day after day after day, every second that they need help, that they're going to have it inside of this community, right? So it takes that stress off of you, but that doesn't mean you just go off and never support your people or other people's people, right? The beauty of this community, HBA especially, that I've never seen anywhere else, is that people immediately and daily and hourly step in to help other people's customers, right? And so the point is that yes, you've got this community that you can bring your customers into that makes them feel good, that helps them every second of the day, but that you are also contributing to that, right? Like, we're not looking for people to come into this community and just say, I'm going to dump 1,000 people here and you guys handle them, right? I'm just going to keep putting in numbers. That's not at all what Mike and Paul envisioned, what they want to create, right? The beauty of community and the community of HBA is that it's a leverage point, right? We're using the community to not only help our customers when we can't, but we're also stepping in, right? When we can offer help, when we can offer the answer, we step into the Telegram or the Facebook group or on the live calls. There's so much help going on in the live calls. It's just absolutely crazy the amount of value that you get here for anywhere from like 82 cents a day to $5 a day. It's just crazy. You can't find this anywhere else, is my point. And so again, to be able to create a freedom business, you need to be able to just plug into proven models already. We've got those here at HBA.
I want to jump back here real fast and say the community is the guru, right? How would it be to not have to be the guru, but to have a community of people who are all aligned with the right intentions, where we together can be the guru? We can help more people together than we can by ourselves. We can leverage each other's results, especially if you're new. If you're new and you don't have results, how great it is to be able to have someone else's story and someone else's results to help you make sales. The community is the leverage, as Nick pointed out. The community is the soul pay, right? Here's a great question. I've had people say this. They look at HBA and they're like, well, it's a one tier. I actually heard someone say, there is no incentive for me to help anyone beyond the people that I personally refer. And that's short-sighted for a couple of reasons, right? Number one, they're not going to help people down past one level, and then they're not going to help people who are in sideline or whatever. And here's why this is short-sighted. There's something called the law of compensation, which says you get what you give, right? And it also says that you cannot give without getting back at some point and in some time. So I think that's a fundamental truth of life. I think that's a fundamental truth of business, that if you give, there is some sort of spiritual element, spiritual aspect, the law of the harvest that says you must reap a harvest if you give. So that's one thing to consider. And then the other thing, like Nick pointed out, if I'm helping Nick's customers and he's helping my customers, I'm more incentivized to help his customers and other people's customers. And it creates this community, this magical experience where we all believe in what we're doing more because we're all helping each other. And the other thing that comes from that is this sense of contribution. And this is something that is missing in a lot of businesses, especially in the home business space. Money is only one form of pay. One of my favorite quotes from Napoleon Hill: if money is all you have and your paycheck at the end of the week, you have been grossly underpaid. There is something that you get from actually helping another human being that gives something to your heart. It gives something to your spirit. It gives something to how you feel when you go to bed at the end of the day, knowing that you added value to another human being. You helped another human being. And that is something that is totally outside of any money that you earn.
You absolutely need cash flow, residual cash flow. Big ticket's not going to help you long term. Things like network marketing bring you that cash flow, but it's tough because you literally need tens of thousands of people to be successful there, and the attrition there is just horrible. But what you've got here, because of the 80% commission model, is a place where you can, for as little as 30 to 50 customers, really be completely free to do whatever you want to do with your life, which is totally, if you think about that, that's one customer a week or less than one customer. You could do one customer every 2 weeks. And for most people, keeping those customers would set you free for life, which is absolutely crazy. You don't see that anywhere else. And then you need the community to, be able to not only just help you keep those customers long term, but to just give them a place where they feel good and they're always getting help, and in a place where you can actually help people too. And if we do that together, which we do here at the highest level, you can build a completely and total freedom lifestyle business. And that's what this is about. This is HBA from the beginning has always been about freedom. It's not about building a $1 billion brand or all these other sorts of stuff. If you've got visions to do that, this is an amazing place to get the skills to do that, right? You can, the beauty of HBA is that you can get the skills to do that. It's just not the overall goal is to be free, to help people get free, but while we are free as well to do the things that we are, aiming to do with our lives. So again, it's to create that freedom lifestyle business. And so where are we at in all of this, right? Where we're at right now is we're super, super close. There are some videos that have to be shot, some of the techie stuff on the back end, the connections that need to be made, and the sales process that needs to be set up. And I'm not going to talk about sales process here much because, one, it's completely done. I'll do a complete overview and I'll talk about why we did it, the principles of it, so that you're actually learning a skill as you go through this new funnel that we're setting up. But we'll talk about all that as we go, as it's finished. But I will say this. The goal here was, again, to get as many people into this community as we possibly could, because once we get people, again, from being here, it's a hard place to leave. You don't want to leave. And even if you do leave, most people end up coming back at some point. And so we really have the goal to get as many people here as possible, because we believe, Mike and Paul have always believed from day one, what they're doing is helping people live their lives in a way. And if you're free, you've got the time and the energy and the resources to go out and change the world in the way that you were meant to. And personally, I'll insert my own personal belief into this video. I personally believe that we are all here for very specific reasons, to serve very specific people, and we can't do that unless we're free, right? If you're not free, if you don't have the time, the resources, and the freedom to serve, you're not going to be able to help people at the highest level. And so the goal here is to get as many people in, but we know that if we get as many people here and get as many people free as possible, one person can go out and set 1,000 more people free, or 10,000, or who knows, right? And so we can really impact people on a global scale and really bring a business model that's positive and helpful and value driven and principle driven to the world, which is really, really, really hard to find. And so one of the ways we are helping get as many people in as possible is by making the most insane offer I've ever seen in the last 20 years. Basically, people are going to be able to get access to every single thing outside of the Financial Academy, every single thing that HBA offers for $25. A $25 startup, and the sort of the marketing behind it is that it's not a biz op, although you'll have the opportunity to have a business. It's not just tools, although you're going to have all the tools and training that you need. It's not just training, right? But you're going to have all the training you need. It's not just community, but you're going to have all of that in one. So basically, if you think about it, we're not allowed to say this in our marketing or in our sales videos, but if you think about the franchise model, if you go out and you buy a franchise, you are getting everything. You're getting all of their resources, all of their marketing, all of their, every single resource that they have. It's an all-in-one business, right? You don't have to basically go out and do any of the hard, techie, time-consuming, expensive stuff. You just get everything. So if you think about it like that, it's an all-inclusive, all-in-one business where you have a business where you can start being profitable. You've got the tools that you need to build long-term. You've got the training that you need to build long-term, and you've got the community that you need to build long-term, all in one place. Now imagine having that for $25, 82 cents a day, to have basically a sort of franchise style like online business that can legitimately result in a six-figure income the first. Pretty simply, when you think about the amount of customers that takes, if you look at like franchises, let's take McDonald's, for example, because it's the most recognizable franchise on the planet, the most successful franchise on the planet. Most people there earn, and I looked these stats up on the McDonald's website, the average franchisee earns about $150,000 a year, but they spend 40 to 60 hours a week to do that. And they've got to have $500,000 of liquid cash. That means like cash on hand to be able to start, plus the $2 million it takes to start it. And the average is $150,000 a year. For $4 or $5 a day, you've got access to the same thing. And you can do something that you love, and you can help people. And as you're building, you can be building the business, the lifestyle, the freedom lifestyle that you love at the same time. You don't have to spend 40 to 60 hours a week for the rest of your life to maintain that income. It's just absolutely insane. And so I'll talk about the offer. Some of you are freaking out thinking, wait, how do people get access to everything for $25? I'll talk about that when it's done, and we'll go through it, and it'll make sense, and you'll be like, whoa, it's going to be hard for people to say no to that. And that was the point. The point was to make it hard for people to say no, because again, once we get people into the HBA community, they don't want to leave. And that's beneficial for, two reasons. Number one, you've got residual income that has customers who love where they're at, and they're going to stay here for months and years at a time. But the other thing is that we are helping people build businesses in the right way long term. I heard somebody say something once that was pretty interesting. I don't know if it was it might have been Dean Graziosi or Russell Brunson or somebody, but they said that if people aren't getting the thing that you are offering, right, no matter what that is, if they're not paying attention to you, they may be and probably are paying attention to something that it could be destructive, not only to them, but to the other people that they end up marketing this thing to. And what we've got here, we know that what we have here at HBA is the most positive, most principle-based, most skill-based, most like loving place like on the planet in terms of a business atmosphere, we know that we're getting people into the right atmosphere with the right products, with the right tools, with the right training, with the right community, with the right values to be able to build a businesses long term that when other people plug in, they're going to, be building with those same values, those same principles, that same love, that same community, that same servant-based leadership. That changes the world in the best way possible, right? And so if you don't get this in front of as many people as possible, they are going to find something. And that something that they could find could be a thing that is long-term destructive. And so what we have here, we know is light for other people. We know is freedom for other people. We know is doing it in the right way. So that was way longer than I thought, as are all of my videos. But I wanted to give you guys a good update because I know some of you have been waiting. I know some of you are hearing about it for the first time, so I wanted to talk about. I always like to tell people the reasons why we're doing things here. And again, Mike and Paul, their intentions are always of the purest, highest, most loving, most servant-based. Their intentions are always based on the highest level of all those things. And so if you want to build a business based on those principles and you love HBA, the partner program is about to get a really huge kick in the pants. What Mike and Paul are allowing us to have with this offer, really, I believe fully, is going to be life-changing, not for the members who are already here, but for the people who come in and who learn how to build a business the right way. Man, HBA is about to be known at a level that is just amazing. And again, that's not the point. Is not to be known, right? The point is the change that you're creating in the world. Is it positive? Is it loving? Is it servant based? Is it helping bring us to a higher level of ourselves? And HBA does all of that. And so the more people we can get here, the more lives we can change, and doing it in the right way, with the right intentions, with the right values and character and all that sort of stuff that is super, super important. And so to give a timeline, I stink at timelines, which is why I hate giving them, but we should be in a place to really hand this over to you guys by next week. You will have something that people are just begging for right now, and they aren't just begging for it, they absolutely need it, because again, we're at an interesting point in our history where people are finally realizing that they want more out of their lives, and to the point where they're leaving good incomes behind at some point by choice to say, you know what, my life, my time, my freedom, my own values and principles are more important to me than renting out all of my time basically to this company who doesn't care anything about me anyway. And so we're at an interesting time, and we're going to be able to help people at the highest level with the highest of intentions with an offer that's absolutely just silly to say no to. And again, once we get people here, it's hard to leave. And man, I'm so excited about what's happening, what we're about to do. And so grateful to Mike and Paul that they're allowing this to happen, because most company owners wouldn't do this or wouldn't do it long term. And I'll end with this. Most companies right now are giving their best offer of all time because it's Black Friday. What does that really mean? What that really means is that kind of they're screwing you over the other 364 3 or 4 days of the year, right? Because most businesses, if you know anything about business, a lot of businesses make as much as like 70 or 80% of their profits over like the Black Friday, Cyber Monday cycle, which is insane. So you know that the prices that they're offering you right now are super profitable, yet they're charging you double, triple the rest of the year to get it. So for maybe 5 days of the year, they give you a good deal, and for 360, they're giving you a horrible deal, basically. What Mike and Paul do that's different is they're like, listen, we want to help as many people as possible. So this isn't like some sort of Black Friday or Cyber Monday deal that's going to be gone. this is going to help people every single day of the year for the rest of time. And it's super, super, super exciting. So really what, we'd love to hear is, what do you think about it? After hearing what I've said about it, what do you think about it? Are you excited? How excited? Do you think that you can change people's lives? Do you think it's a good time to be offering something like this? Do you agree with that point? Again, just let us know how excited you are, how Mike and Paul always want to know how they can serve you at the highest level. So if we can help you do that in any way possible, let us know that. Let us know what you're excited about in terms of what's coming. And all of the technical stuff and the super detailed stuff we'll get into next week when we release this thing, and all of that stuff will be covered then. But let's be excited, and let's just be fired up to share HBA with the entire world, because we need HBA right now, maybe more than any point that we've personally experienced in history. I believe that the world needs HBA, the principles, the values, the culture, the community, the love, the servant-driven leadership. The world needs us. And so I'm excited about giving them something that they can't say no to, that actually is going to help them, not just now, but long term. Okay. So, hey, thanks for listening to me for this long. I'm super excited. I hope you are too. Let us know how excited you are in the comments. And
woohoo! There's my first reaction video. How did you guys like it? Did you get value from Nick? Comment below. Did you pick something up that helped you in your journey? Comment below. Are you excited about life in the future? Comment below. And I wanted to just close out with a couple of things and then give you an opportunity. Actually, you heard Nick mention that he wrote a book. I want to give you an opportunity to get Nick's book if you have not already got it. But just to close this out, a couple of things that stand out that are good business lessons for whatever you're doing. Number one, attraction. When I look at Nick and how he's using his heart and his incredibly refined skill set to donate to our community and to serve just because he wants to serve and be of the highest value to a community that he cares about with no expectation of any sort of monetary return, I'm always blown away with this principle that I've seen show up in my life. And that principle is, when you have a vision and you march toward that vision and you throw your actions and your belief and your heart behind that vision and you do that consistently over time, what tends to happen, and this is just a great example with Nick, is people show up who have skills that you don't have. People show up who have resources that you don't have. People show up who have belief and excess vision that you don't have to throw into what you're doing. And Nick is just a miraculous example of how that's happened in our community and continues to happen. So take faith in your vision. Know that if you don't know everything, that's fine. You don't have to know everything. Know that if you don't have everything, that's fine. You don't have to have everything. You really just need to have a vision, and you need to have faith, and you need to back that vision up with that faith, which is really action. Action is another word for faith. The other thing I wanted to highlight is vision strengthens vision. When I watch Nick's video, my vision is strengthened. My vision is enhanced. My inspiration of what we can do together, it grows. And that's a beautiful thing when you can be a part of a group of people that all add to each other. Vision strengthens vision. Belief strengthens belief. And when you're in alignment, that happens in a very, very beautiful way. And then the last thing that I want to say, and we'll close this out, I'll give you Nick's book, is Nick always says when we're communicating with him, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. Every time he says that, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, you are doing so much for us and our community, and what you're creating is going to help so many people. What do you mean? Why are you thanking us for this stuff? And he mentioned it in the video, you know, that, oh, Mike and Paul, most companies wouldn't allow this, and you're allowing me to do this. And I wanted to comment on that just real quick. And the comment is, our intention with the Home Business Academy, with the HBA, is what can help people. What can help people? So when Nick comes to us with ideas, our primary criteria is, will this help people? And of course, what Nick's doing and what he's creating, it's going to help a ton of people. So we'd be insane not to let that happen. So I wanted to say that. And then the last thing, hey, if you want to get Nick's book, he wrote a book called The Freedom Escape Plan. It's 100% free. It's a 180-page guide on how to be successful in affiliate marketing. totally aside from HBA, totally aside from, what we're doing, this book can really help you if you want to sell any product or service on the internet. You can get that book for free by going to pipelinemoney.com. Put your contact information in on that page. You'll get Nick's book. Right now, I've got it set up so it'll be texted to you if you put your cell phone number in. And then, of course, on that page, you'll also see a little bit more of my story and some of the background behind what I went through and that led me and my business partner, Mike, to actually creating the Home Business Academy. So if that's something that you want to take a peek at further, definitely put your contact info there. And then I'll also be, over the next week or so, be sending out this brand new funnel that Nick is polishing up right now that, truthfully, honestly, I don't think I've ever been more excited about a sales process in my entire career than I am about what Nick is creating, because it is so different and different in a good way. And I believe that it's going to help so many of us make sales, and also in the process of making sales, touch people's hearts, lift people's spirits, raise people's visions in a way that makes the home business profession better, and in a way that makes the world better in general. So I know this has been a long video. Thanks for watching all the way. And I love you. I believe in you. Get out there, go for your dreams. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you sometime in the near future. Take care and bye for now.